Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Game of Thrones. Today we'll be watching episode 2 of season 5, The House of Black and White. No idea what the House of Black and White is. All that's coming to me is cards and chess. That's it. I don't know what else is coming to my mind. But other than that, the previous episode, we got a lot of intel and information into what the plans are, what the future episodes would look like, and what we can expect from this episode. I am assuming that this episode will be a proper continuation. My main interest in the previous episode, from the previous episode, and I'm really stressing on this, is Tyrion's like journey to Meereen. I can't imagine what it would be like, but all I know is it's going to be an amazing one and I cannot wait for it. So that's like my main agenda. Like, when can we see them two together, Daenerys and Tyrion? It's like two of my favorite characters in one. I just can't wait. And then naturally with the way Stannis is making a mark in his ruling and whatnot, Mance is now dead, and I don't know where that leaves the wildlings, if they will be spared, if they will be forced to join Stannis. Will they have a say in anything? I don't know how that would work, but all I know is that it was very hard to watch Mance go like that. I mean, they built up a really great story about him being one of the brothers of the Night's Watch, to leaving that, to being part of the wildlings, being one of the leaders that the wildlings chose despite his background and his past, and then uniting 90 plus clans of the wildling territory for what's to come with regards to the White Walkers. That is like a king. That's something that I have not seen in Stannis, other than inspire fear and burning people. Like, that's the reason why I do not like. Yes, you can respect Stannis for going at what is rightfully his, but I see, if you compare, okay, forget about Stannis. If you compare Daenerys and Mance Rayder, I feel Daenerys is working up that spot. She's slowly and gradually getting there. But for Mance to really stand his ground, not kneel before any foreign person, and to the last thing he wants is to be a hero for his clan and his wildlings, like, that is amazing. I think that that's what we need to see in a leader. I don't know if Daenerys is there yet. I think Daenerys is still learning. So in that regard, I respect Mance more. So yes, I do. And as I said, Daenerys is like, because she was born with a very famous last name, which means that it can either inspire for her to get more wealth or more armies, or she is in the shits for people to take advantage and kill her at first sight, which we've seen both paths to it, and still she's been able to manage. This guy is just a common Night's Watch guy. None of the people respect the Night's Watch. Goes into the wildlings. No one gives two shits about the wildlings. No one knows what lies beyond the wall, what's there and everything. And despite that, he's been able to build himself up to a king that the wildlings respect and would go into battle with no question. Is a king that I really believe that it deserves everyone's respect, which is why I think Jon Snow did what he did and put an arrow to him, because first, that is a truly horrible way to go, and you could see the fear in his eyes. Second, the wildlings that were captured are watching their leader burn, and he said that he doesn't want to be remembered as that. Third, I think it's just a way, it's in its own messed up way. It's a mercy shot that he should not go through this, because in a way Jon Snow truly respects Mance Rayder and respected what he stood for and how he was able to do it. And I think in a way Jon wants to be someone like that, that does not inspire people to follow him into battle because it's the right thing to do, but because we are loyal to one another and you value each other's lives, which Stannis does not have at all. We could see he's ready to sacrifice 1,000 people more in Blackwater Bay. Does not matter. As long as he gets to the Iron Throne and still claims himself as the rightful king, which he is by right, yes. But you are no king. Like that, in that way, I just don't... I don't believe anything Stannis does. Like, I don't feel like he is the right person for the throne with all the powerful people out there. But yeah, that was a weird explanation into Mance Rayder, but I truly wanted to see more of him. I really liked his character. I think we just saw very little, but in the very little time that we've seen him, he's made quite the impression, and I truly respect that. The decision he took to not prove a point for pride, but as he said, if you don't explain why I don't want to bend the knee, then there's no point explaining at all. Like that in itself, I understood. Yeah, I get what you mean. Not to that extent, but in the way where I understand his decision. So yeah. Anyhow, and the rest all story is happening, so I can't wait. I've been talking too much, so let's not wait any further. Let's get to episode 2, The House of Black and White. I don't know what that means again. Oh yes.
In the old times, whenever Bravo stood in danger, the Titan would step with fire in his eyes. He'd wade into the sea and smash the enemies.
He's just a statue.
Don't be afraid. He's announcing our arrival.
They didn't do that for Stannis when he
I'm not
arrived.
afraid.
She's preparing herself.
The House of Black and White.
Oh!
This is where you'll find the man you seek.
Oh! Wait, Jack and Hakar? Oh, Black and White. Oh, okay.
Thank you for bringing me.
Any man of Bravos would have done the same. Follow my bullets.
Palata Harris.
Oh, yes. Okay. But why does everyone know about this place? Like, I mean, it's Bravos, but the significance of the coin and... Oh, hello.
Hello. Fala Mogulis. Jack and Hagar gave me this.
No one here by that name.
No one here by
Please.
that name.
I crossed the narrow sea. I have nowhere else to go.
You have everywhere else to go.
But wait!
What the? Okay. Well, Jakan Hakar was bizarre. He changed his face there, so I think no one would know the name naturally.
Moonchant. Cersei.
She doesn't see the Hound.
Boulder Frey. The Mountain. Moonchant. Cersei. Boulder Frey.
How long are you going to keep this up?
The Mountain.
I thought you would be put to sleep by now.
Moonchant.
You're going to get a sunburn if you stay out too long like this. What was the point of that? Oh God, Pod. Oh, good Lord. The Pod! That is Baelish, you know him. He's been in King's Landing.
My mother used to say, dark wings, dark words.
An old saying. Inaccurate in this case. My marriage proposal has been accepted.
Thought you still mourned the death of my beloved Aunt Lysa.
Eh?
I'll have some.
Yes! Pod!
Lady, Sansa Stark. Don't look.
She's dyed her hair, but it's her. She's sitting with Peter Baelish.
Littlefinger?
A bunch of knights with him.
Bunch? What's a bunch? Bunch of 6, 20?
10, I think.
Do you like the taste?
Don't see what all the fuss is about. Why do men love it so much?
It gives some men courage.
Does it give you courage?
Lady Sansa, my name is Brienne of Tarth.
We've met with Renly Baratheon. Your loyalty came free of charge. Someone appears to have paid quite a bit for it since then.
Before your mother's death, I was her sworn sword. I gave my word I would find you and protect you. I will shield your back and keep your counsel, and give my life for yours if need be. I swear it by the old gods and the new.
I knew Kat from the time we were children. She never mentioned you.
It was after Renly's murder.
Yes. You were accused of killing him.
I tried to save him
But you were accused.
by men who didn't see what happened.
And what did happen?
Sansa will not go, man. Sansa is just
He was
too-
murdered by a shadow. A shadow with the face of Stannis Baratheon.
This woman swore to protect Renly. She failed. She swore to protect your mother. Why would I want somebody with your history of failure guarding Lady Sansa?
Why should you have any say in her affairs?
Because I am her uncle. I married her Aunt Lysa shortly before my beloved's untimely death. We're family now, and you are an outsider.
Lady Sansa, if we can have a word alone.
No.
Please, my lady, if I could explain.
I saw you at Joffrey's wedding, bowing to the king.
Neither of us wanted to be there. Sometimes we don't have a choice.
And sometimes we do. You should leave.
Man, ask you to say
I can't believe it. Like, it was so obvious. Like, she's under the grasp of Baelish. Oh God! Oh my God! Sorry, I can't help but laugh right now. What? Where are you going? I'm sorry. Unreal.
That's a good boy. Come on. Come on. No, stop!
Holy God! Oh, freak me! Did you see how sword just killed through? It just broke the other one. Ned Stark is protecting you there, babes.
I saw her riding on the East Road with Littlefinger. We'll follow them.
Both Stark girls refused your service. Maybe you're released from your vow.
I swore to their mother I would protect those
But
girls.
if they don't want your protection...
Do you think she's safe with Littlefinger?
Good job.
No, my lady.
Question for the gods.
Get your horse.
What's that?
There are only two like it in the world. The one I'm wearing, the one I gave to Marcella.
It's a threat.
Of course it's a threat. They blame us for the death of Oberyn and his sister, and every other tragedy that's befallen their cursed country. I will burn their cities to the ground if they touch her.
Well, we can't know she's our daughter.
Oh yes, that's.
Then don't call her your daughter. You've never been a father to her.
If I was a father to any of my children, they'd be stoned in the streets.
What has your caution brought? Our eldest child murdered at his own wedding. Our only daughter shipped off to Dawn. Our baby boy set to marry that smirking whore from Highgarden.
Now bring our daughter home.
You can't just ask Prince Doran to give her back. She's promised to his son.
I'm not going to ask him anything.
Whoa.
You go down there with an army, it's an act of war.
No army.
You're going to Dawn.
Yeah.
A one-handed man.
Oh Lord.
Alone.
Never said I was going alone.
Who then?
Music, I adore music, but no flutes. I hate flutes. We can have a harp if you like, but no flutes. Then there's the food. Food is the most important thing, don't you agree? We're going to need pigeon pies. That's what they eat in the capital, don't they?
A fine place. I never thought I'd end up settling down in a place like this.
You won't. We won't get to live at Stokeworth. When Mother dies, my sister gets the castle because she's older.
I've been all over the world, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's that meanness comes around. People like your sister, they always get what's coming to them eventually,
Oh, what's that?
one way or another.
Holy Lord.
Jamie fucking Lannister. So, Jamie,
It's the Bron of the Blackwater.
I was very sorry to hear about your father.
When were you planning on getting married?
Just get on with it.
On with what?
What you're here for. There's no way this little visit could possibly mean anything good for me.
It's very good for you.
How is this good for me?
Because you're going to come with me and help me with something important. And when we return, I'm going to give you a much better girl and a much better castle.
Return from where?
Dawn.
As far south as south goes.
The prince does not wish to be disturbed.
Remove yourself from my path, or I'll take that long axe and I'll shove
Captain!
Indira. Wow.
Your brother was murdered. And you sit here in the water gardens, staring at the sky and doing nothing.
Oberyn was slain during a trial by combat. By law, that is no murder.
Your brother.
You don't have to remind me. He was my brother long before he was anything to you. You would have me go to
The
war.
whole country would have you go to war.
Then we are lucky the whole country does not decide.
The Sand Snakes are with me. They have the love of their people. They will avenge their father while you sit here in your chair doing nothing. And this Lannister girl skips about the water gardens, eating our food, breathing our air. How many of your brothers and sisters do they have to kill? Let me send her to Cersei. One finger at a time.
But we do not mutilate little girls for vengeance.
Yeah, that's what Oberyn was very proud of.
Not while I rule.
And how long will that be?
Wow, that's right. Look at that fucking spear, babes. Okay, so Indira is not happy with it.
The Unsullied are too conspicuous. Anyone can see you coming from a mile off. Of course you haven't found any Sons of the Harpy. You haven't, have you? Break a few fingers, overhear a few more things. Before you know it,
You're afraid? Unsullied, fear nothing.
that's your problem. You understood fear once long ago, but you've forgotten what it means. Someone who's forgotten fear has forgotten how to hide.
How did you
Fear
know?
is useful that way.
How did they mount this?
Sons of the Harpy, they want to put a collar back on my neck. On all of our necks. Please, your grace. You must kill him.
It would send a message.
I think you should exercise restraint, Your Grace.
Why?
Well, for one thing, he may have valuable information.
He is born free.
Why should he want to bring back slavery? What did it do for him?
Perhaps the only thing that gave him pride was knowing that there was someone lower than he was.
They pay him. Great families afraid to do a thing. They pay poor men to do it for
And
them.
how do you know this?
Everyone know this.
Give him a trial, at least. A fair trial. Show all the citizens of Marine that you are better than those who will depose you.
But here, in Marine, before Daenerys Stormborn, they own us. Mercy, fair trial. These mean nothing to them. All they understand is blood.
See, you have to listen to him because he is a slave himself. He was a former slave, so he knows
Thank you all
better.
for your counsel.
You lived with the master, so you don't know. Your father was a good man, but there are two sides. I understand the fair trial and all that, but
Grace,
I would go with
a word,
Masodon.
You're here to remind me of my enemy's lies. Consider me reminded.
I
Grace.
think it's very true, babes.
I served in his king's guard. I was at his side from the first. Your enemies did not lie.
Yeah.
When the people rose in revolt against him, your father set their towns and castles aflame. He murdered sons in front of their fathers. He burned men alive with wildfire and laughed as they screamed.
I'm not my father.
Now, Your Grace, thank the gods. But the Mad King gave his enemies the justice he thought they deserved. And each time it made him feel powerful and right until the very end.
Don't make the same mistake.
I will not have the son of the Harpy executed without a fair trial.
But at the same time, I would listen to Mosdor what he has to say because he's been in a slave's position.
What else is there for me to do inside this fucking box?
Well, it's better than the box.
I want to take a walk.
You can't. Cersei has offered a lordship to the man who brings her your head.
She ought to offer her cunt. Best part of her for the best part of me.
Are we really going to spend the entire road to Volantis talking about the futility of everything?
You're right, no point. The road to Volantis. You said we were going to Marine. What's in Volantis?
The road to Marine. You were quite good, you know, at ruling during your brief tenure as Hand.
I didn't rule, I was a servant.
Still, a man of talent.
Managed to kill a lot of people.
Yes, but you showed great promise in other areas as well.
I wouldn't go.
Why?
Because I liked it. Power. Even as a servant.
People follow leaders. And they will never follow us.
I find us repulsive.
And we find them repulsive, which is why we surround ourselves with large, comfortable boxes to keep them away. People like you and me are never really satisfied inside the box.
How many dwarves are there in the world? Is Cersei going to kill them all?
Not him.
Are you trying to deceive your queen?
Mistakes will be made.
Thank you, Your Grace.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Grace.
Take the head.
Pardon me, Your Grace. I would take it if you don't mind. It could prove useful for my work.
Very good.
Yo, head of the table.
You're the hand of the king.
No, Uncle. Clearly it would not be appropriate for a woman to assume that role. I'm merely advising my son until he comes of age and chooses a hand for himself. In addition to being master of ships, the king has appointed you master of coin, called your experience and wisdom in financial matters unparalleled. He said he would be honored to have you represent the crown's interests. The king is named Qyburn, the new master of Westeros.
Ooh.
Grace, isn't this man, this embarrassment to the Citadel? I must say, I cannot
Uncle
see
Kevin.
how...
In light of your position as commander of the Lannister armies, it would please the king if you would serve as his master of war. No man living better deserves the title.
I returned to the capital to pay my respects to my brother and to you, and to serve the king. I did not return to the capital to serve as your puppet, to watch you stack the small council with sycophants, sending your own brother away so he won't
My
be
brother
present.
has left the capital to lead a sensitive diplomatic mission.
What mission?
That is not your concern as master of war.
I do not recognize your authority to dictate what is and is not my concern. You are the Queen Mother. Nothing more.
You would abandon your king in his time of need.
If he wants to send for me, I will be waiting for him at Casterly Rock.
Come on. You know
Trouble
this
in
one.
paradise, I guess.
Snake.
S. It's an S.
Right, very good.
Did you know that the youngest Lord Commander in history, Osric Stark, was elected at the age of 10?
You'll learn, I promise. I taught Sir Davos and old people are terrible at learning new things.
Well, you're a wonderful teacher. Very patient.
I only said that the more time that you spend practicing, the faster you'll be able to read.
That's all right. I'm sure you and Ostrich Stark have a lot to talk about.
I like that.
How old were you when you learned how to read?
3.
3? Who taught you? Your mother?
Old Maester Creston did.
What do you call it in the South? What happened to your face?
Yeah, what is it called?
Grayscale. What do you call it north of the wall?
I don't know. But 2 of my sisters had it. They both died. None of us were allowed to go near them. But we heard them, especially at night. They started to sound not like themselves.
Did you ever see them?
They were covered with it. Their faces, their arms. They acted like animals.
Well, what the fuck?
My father had to drag them out to the woods on a rope.
What did he do with them in the woods?
You need to stay away from that girl.
Why?
She's a wildling.
Her name's Gilly. She's nice. I'm teaching her how to read.
She's a wildling. Her father defeated her people. He executed their king for treason. They could strike at him by striking at you. You have no idea what people will do. All your books and you still don't know.
What a fucking terrible person you are, you know that?
I ordered Mance Rayder burnt at the stake. You prevented that order from being carried out. You showed mercy to Mance Rayder. Show too much kindness, people won't fear you. If they don't fear you, they don't follow you. With respect, Your Grace, the free folk will never follow you, no matter what you do.
Good job. Peter
You're the man who burned their king alive. Who then? Only one of their own. Lyanna Mormont, the Lord Commander's niece, Lady of Bear Island, and a child of 10. I asked her to commit her house to my cause. That's her response. Bear Island knows no king but the king in the north, whose name is Stark. That amuses you.
I like this.
Northerners can be a bit like the free folk. Loyal to their own. I know. My brother Robert went on often and loudly about how difficult it was to control me.
Oh.
Settlers of Thorn is going to win. Most likely. Unpleasant man. He thinks you're a traitor. What's your life going to be like here at the wall with Thorn in command? Unpleasant, I expect. Your bravery made him look weak. I don't punish men for bravery. I reward them. But I'm a brother of the Night's Watch. I pledged them my life, my honor, my sword. I don't know what I have left to give you. You can give me the North. I can't. Kneel before me. Lay your sword at my feet. Pledge me your service and you'll rise again as Jon Stark, Lord of Winterfell.
No, John.
The first thing I ever remember wanting.
I know that, but no.
I daydreamed that my father would ask the king.
Please.
Just like that, would never be the bastard of Winterfell again. He deserves this. You do. I couldn't be happier for you. I'm gonna refuse it.
Good!
Does anyone wish to speak for candidates before we cast our tokens for the 998th Lord Commander of the Night's Watch?
Sir Alistair Thorne is not just a knight, he's a man of true nobility. He was acting commander when the wall came under attack and led us to victory against the wildlings. He's a veteran of 100 battles and has been a defender of the Watch and the wall almost all of his life.
Each
Mr. Raymond.
Samuel Tarly, go on.
Sam the Slayer. Another wildling lover, just like his friend Jon
Oh,
Snow.
shut the fuck up, you
How's
and
your
your
lady
bald
love,
fucking
Slayer?
face.
Brother Slint knows her quite well. They cowered together in the larder during the battle for the wall.
Lies!
A wildling girl, a baby, and Lord Janos.
Say it.
Lord Janos was hiding with the women and children. Jon Snow was leading. Sir Alistair fought bravely, it is true. And when he was wounded, it was Jon who saved us. He took charge of the wall's defence. He led the mission to avenge Lord Commander Mormont. Mormont himself chose Jon to be his steward. He saw something in Jon, and now we've all seen it too.
Shit.
He may be young, but he's the commander we turned to when the night was darkest.
I love it!
Well, who does Jon Snow want to command? Everyone knows he loved a wildling girl. He spoke with Mance Rayder many times. What would have happened in that tent between those two old friends if Stannis' army hadn't come along?
It is time.
What's John's thing? So it should not be triangle or square because I could not care. Okay, so definitely not the other guy. It's between Jon and...
Appears to be a tie, Master.
Oh god. Tie between Alistair and Jon! Ah! Yes! I can't watch this. I can't watch Abya!
That's a nice little sword. Worth 100 pieces of sword like that.
Nothing's worth anything to dead men.
Quickly, go!
What the fuck? You walk very fast for a guy with a stick.
Who are you? Why were they scared of you?
You lost this.
What in the fuck?
You said there was no Jack and Hagar here.
There isn't.
A man is not Jack and Hagar.
Well, who are you then?
No one. And that is where girl must become.
What do you mean? And why didn't I think that was... I should have. Oi, mystery boy, what do you mean the girl must become no one? You identify and pray to the red god, which is someone. How can you be no one?
Fantastic crash kishil. Shiro wanye papkhalega shejin yel frojilat misa. Valda kiswa misa thol.
Oh my god.
Why?
Yeah, why, dude?
Ashay, Misa.
No! Dude, not this way.
Ivas Gatori Ives. Idrene Jumbare. Drivi Mijeta.
Mel Prisha Shisha Ochni Escore Shis Fos dal Crutching Wechi.
Who's dari Hizir Lucias Costaur? Aixar Hizir Lucias Costaur.
Shpal Shemash Pakamvash. Spal ni was pa proke shil shashinashwa aj. O the van shilewi ni eches ni akiveska. Kweyangi askiska cheta shefiwa treshoshi. Ni akiv mulilas. Eska os willy willos. Roru shish pa tres es pa yazdan yau tujeva wapa filma.
Gurgon Jazdano. Glyson Eohani Sostaur. Iziri Aixia. Vitri Iris.
Shishilolska ya vitril.
Vitri Isa. Siriandros.
Head in the Great Pyramid and being done with it.
It's like him telling her to do to you.
Kiviso dari drevi melux vestretan. Se bajevi remi, inot draniadat.
Misa, Godlo, Ingelere.
Neno pastie de rene jumbiles, se bisa vala zirio sentas. Kilonarion morchon issa.
Khaleesi, no. Oh my god. Khaleesi. Daenerys, no, Daenerys, oh my god. Daenerys, don't do this. They're literally asking you for mercy. Please, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, she did it. Oh no. Oh my god. This is bad. What's happened? Hello? No, explain. Okay, Drogon has become 10 times bigger. But explain, what's going on between Daenerys and Drogon? Do they have a falling out? Is it because he wants to be free? Does he not recognize? I'm pretty sure he recognizes. I don't understand what's going on between them two. Does he not feel loved? Is he missing his brothers? I don't know. Okay. But yeah, that was a bad move from Khaleesi, babes. I have to admit, that is that public display of that is seriously something that set everything off. And as I said, what he did is very important because that was his feeling, and it was because he was a slave and he knew what the Sons of Hapi were capable of. And that's why I was initially saying, listen to what he has to say. Not what Hizzy Boy has to say, but what he has to say. Because Hizzy Boy has grown up with a father who wants to try and abolish it, but he's grown up in a better place. Rather than this boy who knows nothing but being looked down at, being tortured by the slave masters. So you should listen to what he has to say. But yes, what he did was wrong. Publicly to how do you say, to kill him like that, 100% yes. But if you knew what his ideas was when he was putting it at, let's say, the Marine Small Council, when he said that he wanted to kill the Sons of Hapi, why did they let him go alone? They should have sent either Barristan or Dario or someone to make sure his emotions don't get the better of him. So if you leave him alone, of course that's what he's going to do. And to kill him publicly like that, because this is punishable by death. A moment ago, you were completely against the idea, and now you want to kill the guy who had the right intentions of doing it. And now you're called the snake. Like, I don't think they will look at Khaleesi ever again like this. She's now made herself look like one of the masters. So she's done nothing, no liberation, nothing. She's exactly as she doesn't want to be. And what Barristan was doing was exactly correct, and explaining what the Mad King did and whatnot. And I think in terms of like the trial by death, whatnot, I understand that that's punishable by death. But when an entire crowd, specifically the people who know nothing but to follow rules, are asking for mercy to the person who liberated them, I wish she should have at least heard them and made another speech saying that he will be exiled or banished or not be a part of it as a show of mercy. And if he ever steps foot in Marine, then he will be killed. Like, that would have been a better way rather than placing a statement. And I think that's what Hizzy Boy and Dario were telling. Like, they should have chopped his head off in the pyramid itself and not made it such a public display. And look, now people are revolting. Because now they see her as one of the masters, so they don't care. She's no different. That's a very poor move. A really poor move. And yes, I remember this guy. He was the first one. He was the one that was saying that this is Daenerys who's come to free us and whatnot. I remember when he picked up the sword. Yes, I do. Oh, bad move, Daenerys. Bad move. Really bad. But damn, this episode was ridiculous. The first two episodes were quite story-packed. Not even action, but story-wise. Yo, a lot of things happening. Like about the House of Black and White, that's where Jaqen H'ghar is. And naturally, I did not even imagine that it would be him. But when you removed his face, Jaqen H'ghar is no one here. And a girl must be no one. Like, I like how he says a girl. That means Arya Stark also means nothing here. Like, your name has no value. Is that what it means? Like, if you have no value, then why the hell do you have a god name? I preach the Red God. Yes, there's only one god, the Red God. Anyway, it's just my thing. But I'm very excited to see that side of things as well. And people are afraid of them. Interesting. In her list of names, the Hound isn't there. So he's dead. Or she's assuming he's dead. I mean, come on. Like, look, I'm just being very optimistic only because we didn't see a body. That's the thing. I can't, like, rule that out. I'm still having a little faith because I really like the Hound. I do. I genuinely think his character is freaking fantastic. And I don't want to see him go. Like, but she's not mentioning his name, so I think he's gone. And then the entire pod Sansa thing. Oh, for fuck's sake. Lord have mercy. Seriously, Sansa is so far in Baelish's pockets that it's very hard to find her to come out. She is like buried in Baelish's thoughts, and as Brienne said, she was right to not trust strangers, but she's in the hands of Baelish, which is worse. That's exactly it. And then Indira, Elaria Sand. Whoa. I understand that Elaria has like this vengeance right now, and that she, like, the Lannisters have killed Elia and Oberyn. But Oberyn died, as Prince Doran said, in trial by combat, which by law is, if you die, you die. Like, I don't see there is any other way out of it. So, if anything, you should blame the death of Elia Martell rather than Oberyn. Oberyn was one of the things that had to be established. It was either Oberyn or the Mountain, and unfortunately the Mountain got the better of him. So I don't agree with her, because Oberyn's one thing is, we don't hurt little girls in Dawn. And Cersei's thing when she said everywhere in the world they hurt little girls, I think that statement is going to be true now in Dawn, because of the way Elaria's looking at Marcella, who's, by the way, grown up and looks to be very attached and very settled with the Martells and whatnot. And she's promised to Doran's son, Prince Doran, yeah. And they sent a message to Cersei. Whoa. Snake and that lion necklace. And then at the end for Daenerys. Oh, there's trouble everywhere in Paradise, babes. That's not great. And then after that, the entire council meeting with the Lannisters. So Keewan is the son of the Master of War, who doesn't want to work with Cersei. Fine, whatever. There's only so much you can explain to war people, warmongers like him. And then you have Qyburn, who is now the Master of Whisperers, which means Pycelle is a goner. Like, so what happens to Pycelle? Like, is he just there? I don't know. But yeah, that was an interesting council meeting. And then Jaime is off heading with Bronn to, what's the place? Dawn, in search of Marcella, to bring Marcella back. And then Shireen, now we're going to the Night's Watch. Shireen has grayscale. That's the thing that's on her face, which Gilly's two sisters also had, and it makes you, if you're covered in it from head to toe, you act like an animal. This is like, it turns you into a zombie or something. Wow, it's very interesting. I think the skin disease turns you into something. Interesting. And then there is another very important thing about when Stannis was asking a 10-year-old girl, Lyanna Mormont, Lady of Bear Island, niece to the Lord Commander Mormont. There is no, what did she say in that piece of parchment, paper, whatever? That we know no king but the king in the north, whose name is Stark. I loved that. Like, that is like, there is still hope, because with Roose Bolton in the north, like we could see in the intro, the banners all said Winterfell is not is not in flames. Roose Bolton has set camp there now, Warden of the North. And if there are still followers and supporters like Lyanna Mormont who support the Starks, I love that. I love that. So hold the fuck. If she is the niece to Lord Commander Mormont, does that mean Jorah Mormont is the cousin? Hold on. Lord Commander Mormont's son is Jorah Mormont. Lord Commander's niece is Lyanna Mormont. Yes, cousins. That's so strange age-wise. Very strange, but I mean, we've seen stranger things here. No pun intended. But other than that, Jon Snow, Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, 998th Lord Commander. Holy Lord. It would have been amazing if it was the 1000th Lord Commander, but no one, like, it's fine. But holy shit, that was an insane episode. I am so excited. So I'll see you guys in episode 3, whenever that is. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Please don't forget to wear a mask and stay safe for your friends and family. See you in the next one. Bye.